The nervous system is your body's operating system. It determines whether your energy is available for survival or creation. When it experiences enough safety, the body's capacities for healing, learning, connection, and expression become easier to access. Returning to the body is, in a way, returning to the nervous system because it is through the nervous system that we are able to regulate, sense, interpret, and respond to the world around us. When the nervous system becomes more regulated, the body has a greater capacity to hold, circulate, and express its energy. Because if you remember in the first episode of this mini series, I said that we are energetic beings first and we inhabit and possess a body. So energy moves through us. And when we get into the co-creation process, I'm going to talk about how to cultivate energy, because when you cultivate energy, it's coming through you and it's expressing itself outward, like the world is a mirror. So the nervous system is important and the body is important and part of our healing, evolving journey. Hello, everyone. If you're new here, which I think you are, I am Kiki Chemist, and this is Within Her Aura, where we talk about life, spirituality, energy, magnetism, really all the feminine principles, because I want y'all to have a soft, empowered life and just be able to flow and trust that life is taking you where you want to go eventually. Eventually, it's a process. Today's episode is The Body is Always Listening, as well as the nervous system, and it listens through the nervous system. So we're going to be talking about how our body listens. Now, I do love science because I believe science and spirituality go together. They just separated it to make it seem like, oh, you can't believe what you don't see. And I believe there's a lot of nuances in life. So, of course, in those gray areas, you will find the magic of life if you are really open to see it or seeking it. So, with that being said, I will be combining through this whole series the science side and the spiritual energy side, because I think I said it in the last episode that energy is basically, I don't know if I did, but energy is like, to me, the veil that we grew up hearing about in religion, where they're like, oh, there's two worlds, there's a world behind this veil. And as I went through my healing journey and my evolution, I've learned that the veil is simply the energy, because we can't always see energy, right? So, and it lives right next to us and it's right here now. It's coming through my voice and it's coming through the camera to your side and it's hitting your ears. So this is that energetic veil, that mystery that we've been growing up learning about. And it also comes through as the angelic beings. They're just simply energy that does not possess a body. And some people can see them, some people can hear them, a lot of people can sense them. But if we're not tuned and aware of how energy moves through us, then we don't always understand that feeling of, I feel like something's in the room watching me. And it's like, yeah, there's an energetic being in the room with you. Although you can't physically see it, you're sensing it. And you can learn how to talk to them telepathically. So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I just want to introduce the life is energy principles so that when we go deeper into spirituality and spiritual gifts and all of those fun things, that you have the background to lean on a little bit to bring you down to earth and make it more grounded for you, because I love grounded explanations when it comes to the spiritual world. I do have a balance of surrendering and knowing like I will not understand everything, but there is a lot of things we can understand, and then there's things that we come to understand. So with all that being said, let's get into this episode now. Simply put, the nervous system is here for us to determine whether we feel safe enough to expand, to create, to evolve, to connect. We are a human species and we are here to evolve, connect, and create. That is what we are here to do. So, if you've seen any of my shorts where I go through how our trauma responses, for example, people pleasing, hyperindependency, codependency, the list goes on and on and on. How these things can show up and manifest in our behavior through experiencing trauma, that is fine because that means you're human. And if you're here, that means you want to understand yourself better, which is even better so that you can really co create the life you want to co create. So, your body has always been trying to protect you. You're not broken, you're not weird, you're normal. Your body wants to protect you, and the body has the capacity to heal itself. It does heal itself. When you get a cut or a wound, your body naturally heals itself. The same thing for any internal diseases or anything you're experiencing. Our body always wants to be in a state of balance. So it's always seeking to put us in a state of balance. So we may start to evolve these adaptive strategies that make us feel safe and in a state of balance, like being codependent or hyper independent or perfect, trying to control and perfect everything. Because honestly, at the end of the day, these are all fear-based behaviors and is saying something about ourselves that we need to look deeper into. I believe ourself is like the map in life, and it's not for us to judge ourselves and our behaviors. It's for us to become more aware of why we are acting in certain ways or projecting onto others in certain ways so that we can heal that part of ourselves, that shadow that we're not fully seeing, so that we can become more empowered, more sovereign in making choices from a more grounded place and responding to life instead of reacting from a place of unconsciousness. So we think our brains are running our lives. No, honey, the brain don't run nothing. And this is why we are fragmented and disconnected, because we live in our heads. We're always in our heads making up things and projecting things out. Like if I do this, and I personally struggled with this a lot. I'm very much an overthinker. That's the trauma response. Even doing this channel and returning, I'm like, but what if, someone doesn't like my opinion? And it's like, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't mean your opinion and your perspective is invalid, but it's okay. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be heard. It's okay to share. So we often live in our heads, or I'll put something off for the future, like today or this month is not a good time for this. I need to do it next month. And next month comes and I'm like, actually, it's still not a good time. So we're always in our heads, even with our beliefs. We believe like, oh, I can't go there because this person had a bad experience and now I'm taking on their experience and their energy. And now I just will never go to that restaurant, or I will never go to that country, or I will never hang out with those people. Like we are constantly in our heads. We make decisions from our heads instead of our hearts, instead of our body. And this is why it's important to be present with your body, because each moment to moment, we know when we are safe. We know when we are stressed. Like for now, like let's practice this now. While you're listening to me, do you feel like your shoulders are tight? Your neck is tight? Is your chest like kind of caved in, or are you open? Do you feel the weight of your body sitting on the surface? Maybe you're sitting in the chair. Maybe you're standing up. Do you feel the weight of your body on your feet? Or if you're laying down, like, how do you feel? Check in with your body. And if your body feels a little clenched, why? Is it me? If it's me, turn me off. If I'm stressing you out, babes, turn me off. Come back another time. Try again. If not, then why? And then take a couple deep breaths. That felt good. My shoulders are actually a little tight from sleeping last night, but just that inhale definitely helped me, and I feel my energy calming down as well. So our nervous system notices everything. It notices when temperature changes, sounds become higher, lower, people's tones of voice, facial expressions, knows when the posture, breathing constantly is scanning the room. We kind of know when someone's in pain, that's empathy, or when there's like tension in the room, we can walk in and we just like notice, like, ooh, they was just talking about something. This happens automatically. This is something that goes on in the background and it's processing it even before it hits our mind. It comes through our body. So that should let you know how powerful it is to connect into your body. Your body is an antenna. It is powerful. Your body responds to things before your mind. If you touch something hot, for example, you will naturally your body will be like, no, it will reject it. And it'll take a second before your mind's like, oh my God, that was hot. But before you even say, oh my God, that's hot, your hand is like, no. So your body is way quicker than your mind. So this is cool because this can lead you in life. Your body can be your compass. So when you're around people or when you're making decisions, like you can sit with the decision, not within your mind, but within your body. And you can say, how does that feel? You can say, I want to, for example, work here. And you say the company's name and you leave a little space to see how that lands within your body. Does your body tense up? Does it be like, do you get that in your throat? Like, I don't really want to do it. Or does your body light up with excitement and it's like, oh, this would be fun, and start like thinking of all the different ways this could work out for the positive and how things could go. Like, this is how you make decisions with your body. Even when it comes to relationships, like, how does this person make you feel when they're around? When you think of them and you sit with their name, does your body respond in an open way? Does it feel with love or joy or fun or peace? Or does it feel like, ooh, I don't want to be around them. I'm going to dodge their calls. I'm really dreading going home to them. Like, these are things that can give you clarity before the mind, because the mind, it loves to keep us safe. So it's going to run through scenarios like, well, what if? What if? And that's when you say, mind, thank you. I appreciate you for wanting to keep me safe. I love that about you. But right now, we're tuning into the body, to the hearts of the situation. Okay, so scientists actually call this process neuroception, and that's when the nervous system's rapid elevation of cues and signals are related to safety and danger. So it is quicker. The nervous system is quicker to notice the things that are keeping you off balance or in balance faster than the mind. With that being said, when you're healing, you want to go into the body to see what energies you're storing and carrying, because our body stores energy, and trauma is simply frozen energy stuck within the body. It didn't fully get to process through. So processing looks like feeling the emotion, crying it out, punching it out, screaming it out, however you got to do it. And then it comes into our mind. Then we can make sense of our experience. And once we make sense of the experience, we're able to expand our consciousness and evolve our consciousness from a place of power, from a seat of sovereignty. And sovereignty is what I really push onto my community. Anyone that sits with me, my friends, my family, I am very big on sovereignty and autonomy. And what this looks like is awareness, accountability, and action. We have to be aware of what we carry, and we have to be accountable, meaning we're not projecting our power out, meaning we're not saying, oh, I can't do this because of this person or this experience and this and that. We take every experience as a lesson, a challenge to evolve us into becoming more empowered and telling us more about ourselves and our shadows. Because when we experience a challenge, that means we've created an experience to show us about a part of ourselves. And usually it's like self-worth, self-love, and how we can pour more of that into ourselves. So say you have someone that's constantly pushing your boundaries, or you're constantly people pleasing to the point where you're not conserving your energy and pouring into the things you need to do because you're always at the call of someone else or wanting to help someone else. This could lead to our burnout. And this is showing us like, hey, you don't have strong boundaries. You don't honor yourself and your energy. So you're constantly just pouring it out like here, 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 here. And then you get home and you don't have energy for yourself. So in those circumstances, we're learning how to create boundaries and say no and be okay with saying no and feeling safe with saying no and feeling empowered when saying no. Also, trauma changes the way the nervous system notices things. So, for example, if you have been betrayed, which I feel like a lot of us have experienced betrayal on some level, and I'm going to use a relationship for example. So, say you have been betrayed. So, your nervous system will notice little cues of things that maybe your ex partner did that your new partner does, but is completely innocent. I'm speaking from a very healthy relationship with a healthy person. And maybe they like to sleep with their phone under their pillow. Or a better example would be like you're saying, like, hey, can I have the code to your phone to check it? Because in my last relationship, I was cheated on. So I feel like this will help me. Now, this can be a healthy practice, but maybe your partner's like, hey, I have boundaries, and that is one of my boundaries. I don't give my code to anyone, and it's because I have a lot of personal things on my phone, etc., etc. And a healthy partner may be like, okay, our compromise could be if you feel better for checking my phone, I get that you were betrayed. I will allow you to check my phone with me being present. I will unlock it for you and give it to you no matter where we are. And that could be healthy. But you want to create new experiences through your awareness for your nervous system to learn that this is a safe relationship. So, what I mean by this is, although you have this compromise with your partner, you also want to be in awareness that this is a trauma response and you want to work on this. So, say the first year, you're like, every month randomly, give me your phone and you check it. You should start to expand your nervous system to know every time you check that phone and you find nothing, that it is okay. This relationship is safe. This partner is willing to compromise with you to allow you to check their phone. And eventually, you should evolve from that place of needing to check their phone. If you don't, this becomes like a toxic relationship and you have to take accountability for your actions. I'm just going to be real with y'all. Like, that's toxic. So, after a certain amount of time, it's like, okay, you don't trust me. You still have problems you need to deal with. And they may be like, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, honestly. So I'm just saying our trauma can make certain behaviors within people stand out. It doesn't mean they are doing the thing that the person that traumatized us did. It just means that our nervous system doesn't feel safe. And we have to allow our nervous system to be in new experiences. This helps bridge your nervous system into a more regulated experience and you begin to think more positive. Safety changes our perception. We are able to feel more deeper, connect more deeper, create more ideals from a expanded space when we feel safe within our bodies. So, how can you practice and implement experiences into your moment to moment, day to day that allows you to feel safe? And one thing I would love for y'all to do is to notice when your body starts to close or feel restricted. So, this doesn't have to be like every moment you're like walking somewhere and you're like, okay, but start to set a timer on your phone every like hour or maybe two or three timers throughout the day to remind you to check in with your body and yourself to see how you're feeling, how you're breathing. Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your neck feel tense or does it feel loose? Do you feel like your body supported by what you're sitting on, laying on, or if you're standing, do you feel supported by the earth? This is a practice I would love for y'all to practice, and let me know how it goes within the comments. And I will see y'all in the next video. Video number 3 of this mini series. We are talking about emotions and how they are energy in motion. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye for now.